So starting with the backhand, and I won't go over theory, because hopefully you guys already bought it, and I'll just add more video. So just strictly the mechanics. So the most important part of the backhand is lines. Remember, every single thing is going to take place on a line, and it's not where the T-pad points or where the target is. It's the direction the disc is leaving your hand. So it's effectively a line towards the gap. Whatever gap you're trying to hit. By the way, if it's a wide open fairway and there are no gaps, but you're throwing a hyzer, then the gap is still off to the side. So line at the gap, ignore the T-pad, that's where you're going to line up. Everything, like literally everything takes place along this line. So if you were squared up, you're 90 degrees, you're going to walk straight down the line, and the disc is going to go out the line, down, straight down the arm. Your arm's going to point down the line, and you pull down the line. But I'll walk through it slower this direction. So everything takes place along that line. We did a 3-step run-up, because every backhand is actually a 3-step run-up. Everything else is just adding momentum, but the throw takes place in 3. Step 1, foot forward, disc forward. You start out all the way out here. I'm not opposed to that. Like that is not, you get to the same place on step 2. So if you're comfortable with it, that is one of the ones I would say stick with. But where the starting place is, disc forward, foot forward. So the foot goes forward, and the disc is about halfway between here and full extension. We had you taking smaller steps, Doug, because we were trying to get rid of dipping. And first step of dipping is you don't want to take big steps, because big steps just like mechanically you're gonna dip when you lunge. So the steps are just this. You're walking down the street. Somebody's going to do an X step down the sidewalk. That's what I want you to be. We also, you were leaning over. So the first thing you did when I said, okay, take your first step, you're like it's like, no, they're smaller steps, but you're also just walking. Casual, weight above your hips. So step 1, right foot forward, disc forward. Step 2, the next step, you turn back, you're pulling the disc straight into position. Step 3, you plant, and then step 4, you throw. So remember, that is what I want you to think about. The cadence on the backhand is not 1, 2, 3, even though it's a 3-step run-up. It is never 1, 2, 3. By the way, this is what you were doing. You were not completely, but you were leaning towards that. It's 1, 2, plant, throw. So your cadence is 1, 2, plant, throw.
Sure.
When you are taking your third step, it's not just that the disc stays back, but your shoulders also don't rotate. So this is what you were doing, Doug. You were 1, 2, and if you drew a line from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, it's pointing off to this direction, right? On the next step, you're supposed to plant. Your shoulders should be going that same direction, or at least that's what you're trying to do. What you were doing, your arm was staying back, but you were planting. Your arm's still back, but now your shoulders are pointing this way. You throw it from here, not there. So the only thing that moves is your foot. I don't know what happens in slow motion, if that actually happens in real life, but that's what you want to be trying to do. 1, 2, plant, throw. This is what you were doing. Your disc was starting to come forward early. So you were coming 1, 2, and you were planting, the disc was here. You are throwing the disc from wherever it is, and this foot hits the ground, or at least that's what it feels like. So that disc needs to be here, plant. Now there's power. You throw it from back there, and you pull the disc through. Keep your wrist straight. All right? When you go back, your tendency was to come back, your wrist was straight, is to come back and be here. Right, well, that feels like it's straight, my arm's straight, but it's not straight. This is not straight. You want this, take the disc, flatten it out, right? Straight across here. For you, remember, this felt like you were cocking your wrist, so go ahead and exaggerate a little more. This is something Doug can watch for. When you reach back and do this, that's when you want to say, oh, your wrist was bent. But you were also getting the result of, when you throw from here, that disc was coming out wobbly. When you threw from here, it came out with pop.
Yeah.
So, plant first, keep that wrist straight. You should feel the disc pop out of your hand. Okay, now the fun part. Doug was asking, well, first off, you were dipping. You were also asking me how to throw an anhyzer. Well, we kind of nipped them both in the same bud. That's not the right expression. We killed both birds with the same stone.
There you go.
Here, pause just a second.
Yes.